Hello there, my friends. So today we're going to learn how to use GarageBand to make some music. We're going to do it real fast here. So just hit GarageBand. GarageBand is on every iPhone, and that's what this is. And this is just happens to be a 13. So you'll get this screen. This screen will be blank because you won't have had any songs that you've made. So what you do is you go to this plus button right here, and that opens up this option right here, and you can scroll down, or I'm sorry, you can scroll side to side to get different two different screens here. I'm using live loops. We're just going to use live loops today, and we're going to make some chill music. So here's your chill loops. Pull that up. So there's a template that's already made for you. All right, it's made by whomever programmed this GarageBand. It's already in there. It's kind of like a tutorial because you can jump right in and just start making music. So each one of these squares is a loop of sounds, okay? This one sounds like that. And press it like that, and it'll stop. This one sounds a little bit different. Press that, and it'll stop. Some of them are beats. Some of them are a little bit more like pulses. Down here you have keyboards, right? Sounds like a piano. Okay, so you can touch on each one of these individually, and since it's a loop, it'll keep playing, right? But there's another kind of noise too. See these sound waves? These, if you press on them, they only play once. They don't loop. See, it'll go all the way to the end, fades out, and then it'll stop. And it's done. And it doesn't loop, okay? If I press this one and let it go, it just keeps going, right? Now, the great thing about this is you don't have to like program like what key is it in. You don't have to like know how many beats per minute it is. You can just start playing around with buttons and making music, right? So that's what we're going to do. Let me show you one other thing. All of these are arranged in certain order, right? They're all arranged in columns and rows. So these little buttons down here, you press that, and that's a quick key that'll play everything in this column, and it'll start it all at the same time. So you don't have to like go like that real fast. You can just press that button, and it'll play this. And then if you press this button, it'll play everything in this column, and so forth. Now that's columns. Now rows, let me stop that. Hit the stop button here. That'll pause, hit back, and that'll stop. So rows are set up so that if I play this, if I press anything in this row, it'll stop this and it'll play the sound that I picked, right? See what happened there? I'll press this one, and this one will stop, and that one starts playing. So if you have a column going and you really like that sound, be aware that if you press something in the row, it's going to stop one of those loops in that column. And that can be a desirable effect, okay? So you may want to like make sure that you put similar sounds in. You'll see what I mean. All right, so let's get started. Let's say we want to play each of these columns just so that we can get familiar with what they sound like. Just by playing these columns that are already preset for us, it's starting to sound like music, isn't it? It's starting to sound really professional. This one's deep. Now, the other thing you can do is maybe there's too much going on in this column and you want to like thin it out a little bit. You can keep this whole column will keep playing, but you can press on one of these and it'll stop. And then you can pick it back up again by pressing it again, and it'll still play everything in the column. Or you can remove them one by one. And that's a really great way to like change the sound without really changing that much, right? It sounds really sophisticated. And then you can like add it back in. And then you get that full sound again, right? All right, see what we're doing here? So let's see. Oh, that's nice. I like that. A little more funk. All right. That's got a little more effect. And this one's just the sound. That's just the sound effect and then this keyboard stroke here. All right, so how do you make music? How do you record a track? Well, let's go back. Let's hit this a couple times. We'll set everything back to normal. Okay, it's time to make music. When we're ready, we're going to press this button. That's the record button. Now, that means that it'll record all the data, all the keystrokes, all the things that we do. It'll record, okay? And then later you can go back and edit it. But we're just going to like play around. So don't get uptight. Just do it. Just chill. This is a chill wave, right? Just chill. And let's just use these bottom row buttons as a preset. And remember, you can talk, you can have the TV playing, you can have other things going on. People can be screaming in the room. None of that's going to come through. This is just internally recording the digital inputs that we're putting in here. And that's, anyway, technical. So what will happen is there'll be a countdown. Once I press this, it'll go 4, 3, 2, 1. And that's our cue to start playing music. Okay, let's watch. It was a count up, but you know what I'm saying. So we'll let this go like a couple times. I want the listener to kind of like get a feel for what he's getting into. Ready? Nice, huh? Okay, get ready to press column 3. Now. That changes it up a little bit. Now column 4. Now maybe we want to let this play out a little bit. It's kind of nice. Do, 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 do. Okay, now column 5. Similar, but a little bit higher register. They changed it for us a little bit. 6. And that's our funky stuff, so we got to remember that one, because that's going to be a nice counterpoint to the lighter, airy stuff. This one's a little more earthy, a little more grounded. This gives us a little more horizontal space, at least that's the way I feel about it. And then this one. And then this one. All right, great. So now we're playing with the columns. We can play with like the individual loops now. So let's say, let's try this one. Let's try to see what this sounds like with this column. And add a little something. Now how about this? That made it even more complex. Now let's try taking something away. Let's take this away. Now let's take that away. That one. It just gives a little quiet break in the middle of the song, right? And back to the funk, right? Doo-doo-doo. Try this. Down, 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 down. Bam, 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 bam. I'm starting to get into this. All right, so if you guys have any questions, put them in the comments below. But basically, I think this is a song. All right, let's end it. And this comes around. Oh, wait, one more time. We'll end it with this last one here. Okay, and then when you're done, hit record, and now you're done. All right, so we made our song. So now you can hit playback. You can hit the play button, and it'll just play that song. Now here's what you do. You go to this icon here, and it'll show a time, like a linear representation of all of those loops. And it has the name of the loop here. And you can see, like, there's more sounds, sound streams, sound bars going past as it got more complicated. You can see, like here, there's one that has less, so it's a little bit less dense. And you can click anywhere on this line, so hit like pause, and you can like go down the timeline and then hit this bar, and the cursor will come down, and then hit play. And then you can make edits to these as well. Now, we're not going to do that in this video, but let me show you one last thing, okay? So let's go all the way to the end of the song and see, because sometimes songs just kind of end, and that's kind of like abrupt, right? Like this one kind of automatically fades out. But let's say, and then it loops back to the beginning, by the way, too. So let's say we wanted to have the song fade out. All right, so we'll go all the way to the end of the song here. And it kind of does fade out. Hit this icon right here, settings, and then you can say right here, fade out. All right, you can click on that, hit done, and then it'll automatically fade the song out. See how it got a little bit quieter there towards the end of that? It's already getting quieter. So since this song already kind of fades out anyway, we're not going to do that. But a lot of songs you will have like that full thing going on, you'll just stop, and then the track will just stop. And sometimes that sounds good, and sometimes it doesn't. So it's good to know how to fade out. Actually, I do like that because at the end there's that hiss, right? So we don't want that. So let's go all the way back. Tap our cursor there, hit pause, and then hit this. Go fade out. Done. And then go. Yeah, that's awesome. All right. So I hope this showed you a little bit about GarageBand and how to. Oh, wait, by the way, you got to save your, well, it automatically save it for you. So by hitting this down icon right here, it says My Songs. You're going to go back to the list of your songs, hit My Songs. It's going to save it, and now you got My Song. It says My Song too because I have another one that's not titled. You press right here, you can hit Rename, and then you can name your song anything you want. So give me some good names in the comments below, and let me know what you think we should name this song that we just made for ourselves. It was a chill wave song, so maybe we'll call it something like, I don't know. I like space themes, so Chillin' on Mars. But you guys tell me, and if I find one that I like, I'll use it, and I'll give you credit. So that's how you make music, or how I make music in GarageBand. And, you know, that only took 16 minutes. So if you're new to this, don't be intimidated by this. I was astounded when I found this program. I thought, I've always listened to ambient music, and I always thought, wow, I'd really love to be able to do that, but it's got to be really complicated. No, it's not. You can decorate your own walls with your own artwork, whether or not you're doing it in crayon, or whether you're doing oils or pastels or watercolors. You can do the same thing with your music. You can fill your audio space with music that you created and make it yours. So this is a great way to do that. Have a great one. If you have questions, put them in the comments, because I learn by teaching, and it helps me, because you guys think of things that I wouldn't think of. And if this had any value to you whatsoever, please just hit that like button. Appreciate it. All right, stay chill out there, guys, and I'll see you on the next one. Be cool.